Today we're looking at the top 10 people with real superhuman abilities. Also, if we can smash 5,000 likes on this video, that would be incredible. But with that, let's get straight into it. Number 10, Derek Paravinci's Absolute Pitch. There are lots of heroes that can do extraordinary things with sound, but even the most inventive comic book couldn't come up with an ability like this. Derek Paravinci was born 15 weeks early and ended up being both blind and autistic, but struggling with those things is exactly what allowed him to develop his extraordinary talent. By 2 years old, he could play the piano, and now he can play any piece of music just by hearing it once. Even better, he has perfect pitch and can replicate any note he is given without mistakes. All of this proves that having a learning disability doesn't stop you from doing amazing things, and makes it unsurprising that he was the first person with his condition to have a concerto composed in his honor.
You want to play it now?
Yeah, play it.
You can sit down.
Thank you.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah, then.
It's incredible. Having only heard it once, the tune Derek is playing certainly sounds the same.
Derek and Joe both played, and you can see that the patterns line up.
Wow, that's amazing. It looks like they basically match.
Looking at the results, it's clear to see Derek has not only played the same notes, but his timing was identical.
Did you expect results like this?
No, I didn't.
Number 9, Stephen Wiltshire, The Human Camera. Now, you'll find in life that what makes us different and allows us to overcome things are things that we find difficult, and Stephen Wiltshire is a perfect example of this. When he was younger, he was nonverbal and couldn't speak, but was obsessed with drawing gorgeous imaginary cityscapes after he saw a book of architecture. He eventually learned to speak, as when his art supplies were taken away, he felt like he had to ask for them back, making the first word he ever said, paper. Soon, Stephen could draw any building or face perfectly from memory after seeing it for just a few minutes, and was given an MBE for his extraordinary contributions to art. Number 8, Ben Underwood, Seeing with Sound. You might think that blind superheroes are just a cliche found in movies, but this guy proves that they're more than just fiction. Ben Underwood is completely blind and had both of his eyes removed at just 3 years old, and yet he's able to do amazingly complex tasks like sinking basketballs, playing video games, and riding a bike. Using sound, he's basically taught himself to see with echolocation, making a clicking noise and hearing how it bounces back off of nearby objects. He's the only person in the world to see this way, making him both completely unique and undeniably superhuman.
Ben, do this. And this. And even this.
I don't think I've ever come across somebody like Ben. He was quite unique.
Ben lost his eyes to cancer, but unbelievably, he's taught himself to see with sound.
If he chooses to go out there and ride that bicycle, let him ride the bicycle. It's got to be very smart. Somewhere in there, it's a little genius going on.
Number 7, Daniel Browning, The Rubber Boy. Contortionists are not exactly rare. You can see them at a carnival or circus, but Daniel Browning Smith takes it to a whole new level. Known as Rubber Boy, he works as an actor, comedian, TV host, and stuntman, but he also holds the title of the most flexible man in the world. He had wanted to be a contortionist since the age of 4, and apparently, when he saw one on TV, he immediately copied him, jumping off of his bunk bed into splits and doing 20 backflips. Perhaps even crazier, when he was 18, he literally ran away to join the circus and apparently has not looked back ever since. Number 6, Radhakrishan Velu, Teeth of Steel. Looking at what this man is doing, you would think that he definitely has super strength, but in fact, he says that his amazing ability has nothing to do with strength at all. Radhakrishan Velu broke the record for the heaviest weight pulled by teeth when he pulled a train weighing over 327 tons for almost 3 meters. But even though he seems to have teeth of steel, he has a different explanation. As well as getting up at 4:30 in the morning to do jaw exercises, run at least 25 kilometers, and lift 200 kilograms a day, he practices a special kind of meditation that allows Number 5, Aizo Machi, which has the ability to process his surroundings in a different way to normal human beings. If you think cutting in half a speeding bullet in midair sounds like something out of an old martial arts movie, you'd be right. However, Aizo Machi has apparently taken hand-eye coordination further than any person on Earth, and despite the bullet traveling at over 200 miles per hour, he managed a clean cut. The only way this can be explained is that Aizo has reached an entirely new level of processing the world, and that his unique understanding allows him to do things no other human could.
Stop.
公正な立場、世界的な、公正な立場。
Number 4, Veronica Cedar, who has vision 20 times better than the average human. They say that hindsight is 20/20, but for Veronica Cedar, it's actually more like 22. Born in West Germany in 1951, her extraordinary visual abilities were discovered while she was in school and only grew as she got older. She's capable of recognizing people from over a mile away, and on top of that, she can accurately gauge the distance they are away from her. As if it wasn't enough, she claims she sees color in an entirely different way from other people. However, despite her superpower, Veronica chose to live a normal life and followed her dream to become a professional dentist. Number 3, Mycolodio that can eat pretty much anything. Most superhumans are born, but sometimes they can be made as well. Mr. Eats All is capable of chewing up everything from light bulbs to nails, but he wasn't born with an extraordinary ability at all. Instead, he studied what is actually a very old sideshow tradition and learned how to control his body so that his unusual diet will not hurt him. Even with the huge amount of dedication and expertise it takes to become an expert at eating metal, there is always a risk, making it an act that very few performers are even willing to do. Would you have a go at it? Let me know in the comments section below.
Chez Jackie, it's a mixed salad for Marcel, while Mr. Eats All is already greedily eyeing his favourite starter, one that he prepares so well. Well, just like you cut off a slice of meat from a roast, well, I break mine with a hammer and I eat it. It's delicious. And how's yours?
Mine's really delicious.
Well, he certainly seems to be enjoying it. But despite appearing relaxed, Mr. Eats All is a master of his art, which is first and foremost great control over his body. A superb concentration without which he could have an accident with the smallest of his extravagances.
Number 2, Lu Thao Lin, Magnetized Man. All the superhuman abilities on this list are pretty extraordinary, but this one might be the hardest to explain of them all. One day, Lu Thao Lin woke up and went to his job as a construction worker, only to find out that he had literally become magnetic. His tools kept sticking to him, and it soon reached a point where he could even pull a car using just a metal plate that was attracted to his stomach. The cause of his condition has baffled doctors, as he isn't emitting any kind of magnetic field, and it's hard to see how this strange condition could even be useful. With that being said, it's the greatest party trick on the list, and definitely a conversation starter.
Known as Magnetic Man, 73-year-old Lutho Lin has been defying the laws of gravity for the past decade. Large metal objects inexplicably stick to his skin. And just using a metal plate stuck to his stomach, he can even pull a 1.5-ton car. He first discovered his bizarre powers when he was a construction worker, and his tools started sticking to him.
Number 1. Dean Karnazes, the man who can run forever. Superman is maybe the most famous superhuman of all time, and this man is about to be as close as you can get to him in the real world. Dean Karnazes has a genetic condition that flushes the lactic acid from his system quicker than most humans, meaning he can run for 350 miles without stopping or even breaking a sweat. He starts his day with a 26-mile run and then can join a marathon after that, and his extraordinary endurance has made him the subject of several medical trials. However, his biggest superpower might just be his coolness, as he finishes 2 marathons in a row before telling the camera, "I feel like I just warmed up."
Dean Karnazes' strength is so superhuman, he's the subject of medical studies. Why? Because he can actually run 350 miles without stopping. That's the distance from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Unbelievable.
To run that far for that long is a superhuman feat.
Sweating when he crosses the finish line.
I feel like I just got warmed up.